I still haven't calculated who the winner of all of these games was.
Yeah, you've been saying that for a while.
I said I was going to do it from the regular season ones, and I still haven't done it.
I don't think you're going to like what you find out.
I think I'm going to go ahead and wait until after the postseason and hope that I can make a little bit of a run.
Let's get going.
Pablo Torre finds out.
Welcome to the Pitch Clock. Here's the pitch, a two-part baseball segment
combining a nostalgic baseball trivia game and an interview with an expert.
This is the Pitch Clock.
Playoff baseball continues.
Playoff mode. I'm not doing Harry Carey anymore. I am focused on whooping Jeremy's ass.
All right. I guess that's where things stand at the moment. It's me and Chris. We're back.
Hi, everybody.
Look at him. It's what we're doing. We're playing some trivia games, and we'll have Adnan Virk with us momentarily to talk all things playoff baseball. Been a really awesome week in between the last two episodes. Ethan Badowski at home with what we have counted are 7 different Gator insignias behind him in some different capacity.
Even the microphone's
He's
blue.
wearing his Cubs hat. Ethan, what is our game going to be today?
All right, so the Mariners won their first playoff game at home since the 2001 ALDS. It was Game 5 against the Cleveland then Indians. So in front of you, there are 2 rosters. Now, Chris Cody, I'm going to ask you a question. Trident or spear? What's the better weapon?
Trident.
All right, so you are going to be the Mariners, and Jeremy, you are going to be the Cleveland baseball franchise.
Thank
Correct.
you.
As
So
you
we're-
can see,
yeah,
in
we're
front of
flipping
you,
open these
there
rosters.
There are. It's a field with numbers on them. It's a simple game. You've got 3 strikes. You've got to name all the players by their numbers on the field for Game 5 of the 2001 ALDS.
Oy vey.
Yeah, and just a clarification, we don't have the DHs. It's just the outfield position. So the pitcher and then all of the outfield positions.
Oh
Nailed
God, I'm done. You're gonna win.
Jeremy, I'm going to let you lead off.
Okay,
so
thank you.
give me your first guess. Give me a number and a position for everybody.
Yeah.
And then tell me who it is.
All right. So while I'm looking at this field for Cleveland, I see number 7 in center field, and I'm hoping this is the guy who I believe it is, which is one of my favorite players to watch at this time. Is that Kenny Lofton?
That is, in fact, Kenny Lofton. Jeremy, you are on the board.
Man, this Guardians, a lot of easy names on here. I wish I had them.
I don't know if I have easy names here.
I have 5 out of 9 that I feel good about.
Okay. So give me your first one, Cody. Go
I'm
ahead.
up. Okay, 51 Ichiro right field.
That is obviously correct. He was the Rookie of the Year and I believe the MVP that season as well.
Okay, I'm going to go with the second baseman for Cleveland, number 12, Roberto Alomar.
That is correct, Jeremy. You are 2 for 2.
Pretty obvious. Okay.
It's like there's a few where it's like, okay, that's clearly who it is.
It's
but
going to get
once
tough.
I get beyond, I think, 4 names here, I'm not sure I have any.
Making our way around the outfield, center field, 44. We'll go Mike Cameron.
That is correct. Yes, Mike Cameron.
What a day of baseball. 4 elimination games yesterday. We had one team advance. We got Adnan Virk with us, same as last week, our postseason reporter here with the Pitch Clock. And Adnan was also the post-game reporter for MLB Network in one of those games. That was in New York for the Blue Jays and the Yankees, and that's where we'll start, Adnan. Despite Aaron Judge's best efforts, and I don't care what Billy Gill has to say about this, Aaron Judge's best efforts, the Yankees go down in 4 games. They allowed 50 hits across 4 games, and the Blue Jays didn't even have their best hitter, arguably, in Bo Bichette. Vladdy Jr., he did crush those Yankees. We could easily lament, Adnan, what the Yankees didn't do, but I would rather celebrate those Toronto Blue Jays here. So what made them so difficult for this Yankees team and allowed them to advance to the ALCS for the first time since 2016?
Jeremy, good to see you as always. First off, shout out to the fact you're wearing a shirt, Jasper, Canada.
Yes, I am.
Sir. Epic Alberta right now. I love it. It's a great day for Canada. There's no question about it. First time ever the Jays and Yankees faced off in the postseason, and Toronto was clearly the better team. I mean, both these teams had 94 wins, but the Jays and Yankees head-to-head, it was a matchup that was favorable for Toronto. And I'm with you. We could point at the fact that the Yankees offense was popcorn when they needed it most, but really, I think I credit Toronto and just that they were a better team, especially offensively. I mean, they just murdered Yankee pitching, whether it was Fried or Rodon, didn't matter who it was. 34 runs over the first 4 games of the postseason, 4th most ever for a team, particularly at home with 23 runs. But on the road yesterday, felt like this was a game the Yankees would win. Schlittler pitching was so dominant against the Red Sox, and it's a bullpen game for Toronto. How much criticism have you heard about Toronto's bullpen, and yet they stepped up big time? I mean, that was an incredible effort in a bullpen game. As you know, it's fun to watch because you're like, if one single link in the chain falls apart, the whole thing falls apart. But instead, they stepped up, and like you said, offensively, Vladdy was unbelievable. I mean, he hit 529, 3 homers in the series. He drives in the first run of Game 4. And Ernie Clement, veteran utility man. Every time, Jeremy, there's a guy that steps up. You go, what? Ernie Clement hit 643, and he slugged 929 in the series. It was unbelievable. Almost 48,000 fans. And as you said, I was there on the field. I got to talk to Vlad after the game. I got to talk to Ernie Clement, Alejandro Kirk, and there was a ton of Jays fans still in the crowd. I mean, I was there an hour later. They're singing "O Canada," and they're fired up, and it's great for Toronto. First time in the ALCS since 2016. What a ride!
It's a really cool moment for them. And look, they were the team that won the AL East. They're the deserving team from the AL East to ultimately advance to the ALCS. But let's stick in that American League, Adnan. I want to talk to you about a Game 5 that's happening because head to Seattle, right, where you'll have the Tigers, who went down 3-0 in Game 4, then rally for 9 straight runs. They tied it in the 5th. They break it open in the 6th. And now we're back to the Game 1 starters. You got the probable Cy Young winner in Tarek Skubal. You got George Kirby for the Mariners. Skubal, who looked like this at Seattle University, starting in Seattle, of course, hoping to look more like this today for the Detroit Tigers. What do you expect here, Adnan, as the result in this Game 5, and what do you believe will ultimately be the deciding factor in this winner-go-home game?
I saw the Hall of Famer John Smoltz in the press box yesterday. Smoltz and I, former colleagues at MLB Network, and we were laughing about this situation because, again, John, with ties to the Detroit area in Michigan growing up, he said, this is such a great scenario for the Tigers in that you win a game with Tarek Skubal on the mound. Like there's no better scenario for them. And he pointed out, he goes, Seattle has touched him up a little bit, especially in the regular season. But in that playoff start, he goes, the only 2 home runs you get with Polanco, he goes, both those were changeups. So stay away from that pitch to that guy. And you got to feel great about your chances now for the Tigers. You win at Comerica first time in more than a month. I mean, they went 0-8 after Skubal's win over the White Sox. They've been on the road so long. And as you see, the offense stepped up. Riley Green and Javier Baez homering in a 4-run 6th. I love the quote from A.J. Hinch, who said, one of the easiest and most exciting things I get to do is hand the ball to the best pitcher in baseball. I mean, we're getting on a plane across the country, a lot of optimism because of Tarek Skubal. 9 runs, the most they'd scored since Game 6 of the 68 World Series when they scored 13. And I think for Seattle, you have to be lamenting what happened. Like, you wanted to win this series in 4, now you have to face Skubal. You did it once, Jeremy. I cannot see the Tigers losing 2 Tarek Skubal starts. There's no way. Tigers, Jays, ALCS.
Wow, Tigers, Jays, ALCS. That'll be some fun baseball. So, in a few years from now, the first baseman for Cleveland would be Travis Hafner wearing this number. But at the time, it's one of the great home run hitters of all time. We've got Jim Thome over at first base.
Sure.
That is correct. Yes, okay. Jeremy.
Man, these are fun. These are fun memories over here.
That's what I wanted, man.
All right, moving around the outfield in left field, number 28, Raul Ibanez.
I love that you're so locked in that you're just. Oh, that's a finger.
That is incorrect.
Oh, all right. I now maybe have a chance.
The starting left fielder in this game for the Seattle Mariners was a guy by the name of Stan Javier.
Didn't Ibanez wear number 28?
I think he was 29.
29.
Oh,
come on.
Man, that just
29?
That just seemed right.
In left field for Cleveland, a young.
That's a tough one.
Manny Ramirez.
No, wearing 46?
That is incorrect.
No,
really? Number 46?
Yeah, I thought early in his career that was possible. Who's the left fielder?
The left fielder is Marty Cordova.
Didn't he play? Okay, I don't want to say anything.
So let's make something clear here. We are halfway through this round as I've just gotten to 1 strike because I went first. So
yes,
now Chris is up with an opportunity to really even things out.
I'll go starting pitcher, number 50, Jamie Moyer.
Nice.
One of our favorite names ever. That is the man.
I'm going to have trouble here. What I'm trying to figure out is the double play combination that I'm thinking of with this team, this franchise, And I think I'm going to have to guess it just simply because I'm not sure I know a single other name on this team. Is Omar Vizquel the
Yeah,
shortstop?
that's obvious.
That is
All right.
correct. Yes.
You could keep
Double
saying
play
it's obvious.
combo.
I was 6 years old.
All right, but he played in 97. He was there like his whole career. 13.
I wasn't
He's
sure.
Clearly number 13. All right.
Just leave me alone.
I'm a little older.
Okay,
I'm a little older than you.
Yeah. Okay.
I know. Go ahead.
That's
Go
fine.
ahead.
No. That's fine.
All
You
right.
Go ahead.
Second base, number 29, the brother of Yankees manager. We're gonna go with Brett Boone.
Remember when I got
Right
was that
on the nose.
Yeah, was that Brett Boone that I got wrong a couple weeks ago? Or no, that was Giles.
I'm cooking here. I still got two more. I feel
in
good about
trouble.
it.
And so I can't
You
guess.
asked me if we were doing this game on the current day Mariners, I would know Cal Raleigh.
Let's go ahead and move to the National League games, Adnan, and those are both happening today. Just a few hours from now, if you're watching this on the pitch clock. So the early game, 6 o'clock Eastern, it's the Phillies and the Dodgers. Philadelphia hoping to stick around with their best pitcher in Christopher Sanchez on the mound. They'll take on Tyler Glasnow. And this series has actually been very close. Dodgers won the first 2 games by the skin of their teeth, really. Roki Sasaki, of all people, closing out those games for the Dodgers. And then the Phillies bats wake up, a couple homers for Schwarber last night. So how does Philadelphia get a win today against Glasnow and force a Game 5 and maybe even win this series? Is that possible?
Well, it's crazy to think about, man. Like, we keep seeing how great the bank is as far as home field. I don't want to hear anymore. The Phillies have now lost 5 of the last 6 postseason games at home, but on the road, stepped up big time. How about Schwarber? He needed it big time. I mean, NL's leading home run hitter, 56 homers. He snaps an 0 for 8 skid in the NLDS. That home run went 455 feet over the pavilion. Just the second I ever do that. Willie Stargell did that back in 1969, 1973. So clearly the offense stepped up. Yamamoto did not have his good fastball. They win it 8-2. In terms of this, listen, Sanchez has been awesome, as you know. He's going to be top 3 in the Cy Young voting. So for the Phillies, I feel great about the fact that Christopher Sanchez is there. I wasn't sure about Rob Thompson's strategy of going Nola and Suarez, but it certainly worked out to their advantage. As you said, win a Game 4 in LA, then a Game 5, you're back at home, which necessarily hasn't been an advantage. But I do like the Phillies to win today. Glasnow's great, but Sanchez has been one of the best pitchers in baseball. If they can scratch it a couple runs, the one weakness you and I both know the Dodgers is their bullpen. And very smartly, Dave Roberts has been saying, well, I'll just use my starters to get outs. Well, it didn't work out yesterday for Clayton Kershaw. Sasaki's been a great story, but he almost got burned using Blake Trinan in Game 1 with a 4-1 lead. So I think it's going to be a challenge for Doc at times to get outs from his bullpen. If Glasnow goes late, it's a moot point, but I think it's going to be tough to scratch out runs against Sanchez. I like the Phillies to win.
Game 5 in Philadelphia would be electric. That's what I'm rooting for it to go 5, just simply because baseball. Kyle Schwarber last night, by the way, with his 2 homers, passed Bernie Williams for the 3rd most postseason home runs of all time. He trails just Jose Altuve and number 1, Manny Ramirez. Later game, Adnan, is at Wrigley Field with the Cubbies winning by a run last night, forcing Game 4. That was in part thanks to Brad Keller. Man, what a job he did out of the bullpen for them. But the Brewers beat the heck out of the Cubs in the first couple of games of this series. So is this a matter of semantics? Like, are the Brewers going to advance tonight? And if you believe they'll win tonight, are you starting to believe that they can actually win an NLCS against whether it's the Dodgers or the Phillies?
Yeah, I do think the Brewers will win their first series since 2018. So that's a long time coming. And I just want to mention, as you said, what a great job by Keller. I mean, Jake Bauers comes up after he had the RBI single in the 4th and leadoff drive in the 7th. I mean, bases loaded, he strikes out. Huge spot there for Keller, no doubt about it. And obviously, I mean, all the offense we're getting to see in the series in the first inning. Craig Counsell, the great line, because I'm going to start telling my team it's the first inning every inning. That's what they score, whether it's Michael Busch or Pete Armstrong, the 2-out swing, 4-run first inning for Chicago. So expect a lot of runs early, bet the over. And then after that, we'll see. I think Milwaukee wins it. I think they're the better team. I think the matchups favor them, particularly pitching-wise. You really see for Chicago how much they're missing Cade Horton. If they had one more horse, so to speak, they'd be in better shape. I'm not quite yet at the point of believing the Brewers are going to go all the way. I still think the Dodgers or the Phillies are the favorites, Jeremy. But I'm happy for Milwaukee, man. They've shown a lot of moxie, especially these first 2 games, scoring a ton of runs. Chicago wins that game at Wrigley, but Game 4, I do think the Brewers do prevail.
John Mulaney will not be happy. He said play ball at Wrigley Field yesterday. He's actually doing stand-up there, first stand-up comedian. And I'm just mentioning that because he's my favorite comedian. One of my favorite baseball people in the world, Adnan Virk. Thank you so much. Hey, man, lots of great baseball ahead. We'll see you in the weeks to come. Looking forward to it here on the Pitch Clock. Let's get back to our game with me and Chris. So there's a guy I want to guess here, but they have
Rodriguez, Julio Rodriguez.
It feels wrong. It feels wrong to guess him simply because it's a duplication. But is it possible that their catcher was Sandy Alomar Jr.?
That is incorrect,
Jeremy. I didn't. 2 doesn't look right for him, though. It's only thing.
No, I just wasn't sure. I didn't know where to go. All right, that's 2 strikes for me.
Strike 2.
Damn.
Einar Diaz was the catcher on this day for the Cleveland
who in the world
baseball franchise.
Right,
that was.
I have the 2 corner infielder spots that I feel decent about. I only have 1 strike, so it doesn't really matter which one I go with first. I'm more confident. I think I'm going to go with Helmet Head at first base.
Yeah, nice.
Number 5, Jonathan Olerud. I know it's John Olerud.
What if
It is John Olerud.
I was making a joke
I
there.
know.
You better get out of here. I called him Helmet Head.
Well, I was going to say Manuel Ramirez, so. All right. I'm going to. There's no way. 22 in right field. Oh, no.
There's one guy from that era that I think of as like a right fielder who wore 22 a lot. I'm pretty sure he was never a Guardian, though.
Is this Raul Mondesi?
It is not Raul Mondesi.
Jeremy Burnitz is the guy who I
strike
think
3,
of.
you are out.
22.
It is Juan Gonzalez.
All right, so that being said, since I lost. Well, hold on. Do you have 2
Let
strikes?
me just
you have
keep
1
looking here. I
strike.
have 1 strike.
Yeah, I want to see how Cody can keep
All right.
going.
Third base, Adrian Beltre, 25.
Yeah.
No, a little early. Third base is David Bell here.
Ooh.
And then I don't know. I don't know number 4 at short and 6 catcher.
Mark McLemore was the shortstop, and Dan Wilson, their current manager, is the catcher behind the plate on this day.
Can I ask you, there's no world in which 31 on the hill was Jason Marquis, right? I don't know why I couldn't get that name out of my head.
It was Chuck Finley who started his career with the California Angels in 1986, I learned today.
I picture Chuck Finley, and I don't know if it's with Cleveland or with the Angels, but I picture him with a vest. I don't know why, but no matter what, I must have had a baseball card of Chuck Finley in which he had like a pinstripe vest or something of the like. Chuck Finley.
Imagine
Charles.
that. Chris
Cleveland
wins
wore
again.
vests in these days.
God, this sucks.
Chris wins again.
I'm never going to count the results.